Hello viewers, welcome back to the card mat. A lot of things on the card mat today, all spread out everywhere, and it looks a bit of a mess, but it all comes in, it's all useful. As you can see, I've got this little bit of folded up paper, and in the middle of there I've got a prediction. So I'll just put that there, and we'll put the empty card box on the top, just so it doesn't blow away. I've also got two cards on the table. As you can see, it is just two. I won't tell you what they are just yet, we'll come back to them in a minute. And we've also got the pack of cards. And what I'll do is I'll give the pack of cards a shuffle, because what I want you to do in a minute is pick a card. So we just give the cards a shuffle, make sure they're all mixed up in a random order, and we'll give them a cut. Because now as I go through the pack, I want you to pick out any card you'd like. So as I go through, anytime you like, you just take a card. And let's see, say you want to take, well, say that one there. Okay. Now, I don't want to know what this card is. So, I'm just going to turn myself around while I show you the card. As I say, I don't want to know what it is. So if you hear my voice going lower, it's because I'm looking away from the camera. So I'm turning around, I've turned around and I'm showing you the card. I hope you can see it, and please remember that card. Comes in very useful for the end of the trick. If you don't know what it is at the end of the trick, well, the trick's no good. So hopefully you can remember it, because I'm going to turn it back over and put it down. And I'm going to turn back around again. Right, so hopefully you can remember what that card was. Because what I'm going to do is cut the pack, put it in the middle and lose it. So I've got no idea where that card is. I'll just put myself back in a bit. So I've got no idea where that card is at all in the pack. And you've got no idea. And to make sure that nobody knows where it is, I'll even give the cards another shuffle. I'll give them another shuffle. And for the last time, I'll give them another shuffle. So your card is now completely and utterly lost inside this pack. Right? Now I'll bring into me two little helper cards. And they just happen to be the two jokers. Nothing suspicious there. A lot of people use the jokers, don't they? So I've got the two jokers, and what we'll do is cut them into the middle of the pack and get them lost. I'll just give them a couple of minutes to try and find your card. Well, sorry, I won't give them a couple of minutes. If I give it a couple of minutes, you'll get up and go make a cup of tea, miss the end of the trick. Just give them a couple of seconds. Give it a riffle. Give it a riffle. And hopefully they've gone and done the job and found a card. So now if we look through, find me jokers, they should have a card in between them. And there we go. Two jokers with a card in between them. And that's your card. That looks like your card, doesn't it? Well, it does from the back, but they all look the same from the back. They only look different on the other side. Well, here we go. There's your cat. Your cat. Your cat. You didn't. Hang on. That wasn't your. That wasn't your card, was it? If that was your. If I didn't have that written down as your card, I had Gate of Diamonds written down as your card. And that's not Gate of Diamonds, that is it? So that one, hang on a minute, that one done, and they went in the middle. Oh, right, I'll tell you what, let's bring in a lighter. So, let's see if we can correct it a bit. I'll do that again. Oh, nearly burning my paper off. Hopefully you can see that. 3 of hearts, 3 of hearts. Well, the trick might have messed up, but I put it right in the end. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see how that's done, stay where you are. I'll show you in a minute. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little trick. It is a bit of an intermediate to an advanced trick, but a beginner can get away with it. There are ways a beginner can do it. First off, you do need to set up with your prediction. You take a normal pen and you take one of these. I don't know if you can see that. It's called a Frixion, or Frixion by Pirate, and it's basically an erasable pen. Rubs off with friction. It's got to be a friction pen, because with a friction one it'll come off with heat as well. That's why you have a little lighter. See, all the tools you need for this. And what you do is you pick two cards that you can disguise, like a 3 and an 8. I suppose you could have an 8 and a 6, an 8 and a 9. Any two cards that you can write the numbers down and the suits down and have them disguised. And you use your normal pen first for the one you want to mess up on. So that's the one I want to mess up on, the 3 of hearts. So you just do a 3 of hearts. Now I'm going to just bring up my little folder, because I don't want to be drawing on my pad, my mat. Then all you do is you take your friction pen and you make that first one look like the card you want them to select. So all you do is change the 3 into the 8. You should really only do this once on a piece of paper, because once you've done it once it doesn't seem to write as good. As you can see, the 8 looks a little bit different on the side I've just done with this one. And then you just turn the heart into a diamond shape. And colour it in, because you want to disguise the fact that you've got a heart drawn there, or a club or a spade or whatever card you're using. Right, so obviously because I've already used this bit of paper, you can't see the heart coming through it. But I'll just show you over this side. If I draw another heart here, and then change this into a diamond, because it hasn't been drawn on before, it hasn't had the heat on it rather. Once it's changed into a diamond and coloured in, as you can see, that one looks a lot better because you can't see the heart in the middle. So you can only do it once on any one piece of paper basically. I'll show you what I'll do with that in a minute. Let's get rid of the folder. Get that back down there. Right, so you have your little prediction all folded up already. Put them back down there, don't need them now. Have your 2 jokers, or if you haven't got 2 jokers, 2 aces, 2 jacks, whatever 2 cards you want to use as your little helpers. Have them facing down. Now the way I do it is have the card you're going to mess up for on the bottom. So as you're seeing in that, I wanted it to turn into a 3 of hearts, but I want them to select the 8. So I put the 8 on the top and the 3 on the bottom. Fold that up. You start off, as I did, say you got a prediction written on a piece of paper, put it down, put an empty box on the top of it, or stick it in a wallet or under a pint pot, whatever you want to do, just as long as they can see it and they know you can't touch it and change it. Then you take the pack of cards, or you say you've got 2 cards on the table, but you're not going to tell them what they are yet. Bit important, you're not telling them yet because you need that a bit later on as a bit of misdirection. So you just say, I've got 2 cards on the table and I'll tell you what they are in a bit. Now you do an overhand shuffle, but you want to keep that card on the bottom and put that card, the 8, to second. So all you're doing is just pinching the pack. So you hold that card there and the 8 on the top as you pull them up. So you can see there I've got the 8, the 3 there, and I've got the 8 on the top. So that puts the 8 as the second to bottom card then. And then you just shuffle the rest of the pack on the top. Then you do the same thing again, but you don't have to hold the top card, you only want to hold the bottom one. So you want to hold the 3 in your hand only to keep that on the bottom. And then shuffle off the pack. But make sure that you finish with just the last card going on to the top. So you basically just put the pack exactly the same way that it was. Then you give the pack a cutting and hold the brake. Now if you're good enough, I couldn't do it because I haven't got a spectator. If you're good enough, you can do the classic force. You got the brake there, so what you do is say to somebody, pick a card, and you start spreading off, and as their hand comes over, you quickly get to the brake and make sure that they pick that card. That's your classic force. I will have to do a tutorial when I can afford a spectator. I'll do a classic force. I'll show you how it's done. But you start off with the 8 on the top and the 3 on the bottom. You do a little cut. The way I done it in the performance was just spread them off till you get to your brake, and say that, well, that was the card you've picked. So you just keep pushing the cards off till you feel your brake. And now that's not my brake, that's the 3. There's the card I want to force. So as soon as I get to the brake, I can spread a couple more cards and I go, well, I'll tell you what, we'll take that one. So I've just taken out the 8. Your 3 is on the bottom of this pack, and you want to keep it on the bottom of the pack, so you put this pack to the bottom then. So you spread off, take the card out and put the top cards to the bottom. Puts the 3 back down the bottom. Then you let them have a look at the card. You do not want to see it. You only want them to see what their card is. And if you want to, you can get them to push it into the middle of the pack anywhere. It doesn't matter because you're finished with that card now. So that goes into the middle. Then you want to give them a couple more shuffles because you really want to get this card now to the top. So if you give a couple of more shuffles doing the bottom retention, which means just holding that bottom card again as you pick up, you can just take out a chunk from the middle like that. As long as you're keeping that 3 on the bottom, shuffle the cards on the top, do the same thing again, keeping the 3 on the bottom, and then for the 3rd time you pick it up including the 3, and again you just shuffle everything off, making sure you end up with just 1 card at the end, so the 3 ends up on the top. Pretty easy. Then you say you're going to introduce these cards, and as you do, you can either do a wrist kill like that and catch a little break. So I've just got a break underneath that 3. Or you can do, if you're good enough, you can do a little pinky countdown, little pinky pull down, sorry, a pinky count, where you just basically bending the cards and just letting 1 card flip up. So again, you're getting a break underneath that 3. So you've got a break under your 3 as you're picking these up. You turn them over and you stick 1 on and square it up with the pack. So it's square on that one there. Now you can either stick that joker on the top and pick up from the break and just do a reverse, where you're just pulling the top card off and putting it to the bottom. So you're trapping that one in the middle. Or after you put that one on there, you can slide that one underneath right into the break and pick it up. So again, you're trapping that card in the middle. Whichever way you want to do it, as long as you've got that card in the middle. So I'll do it the way I've done it in the performance. You pick the jokers up, put 1 on square with the deck, put the other on the top, push them forward, catch the pack and put the pack down. Then you just emphasise again that all you've got is the 2 jokers. Just sliding the top one off and putting it underneath them 2 cards. And you square them up and put them into the middle of the packet. You do whatever you want to at that point, giving the jokers a bit of a chance to catch a card in between them. Go through your pack till you find them, and you show that you have actually caught a card in between the jokers, and you're finished with the pack now. You tell them it's their card. I mean, you can make a little joke like I did. Well, it looks like your card from the back, doesn't it? When you turn it over, you find it's the 3 of hearts. Then you go, hang on, you start acting as if you've done the trick wrong. You know, well, that can't be your card. I hope it wasn't your card. It can't be your card, because I'd actually written down the 8 of diamonds, and you show them what you'd written on the paper. Again, you can do whatever you want to, just to make the appearance that you've actually got it wrong. You go, well, hang on, let's see if I can fix it. Pick up a lighter, and all you don't stick it too close to the paper. You just get the heat underneath it, and it hasn't worked that well again on there. As I say, Once you've done it once in one place, don't try it again. I should have redone it really. But it does change it into the Three of Hearts. I'll show you with this one, because this one was only written over once. If you go over it. Oh! Oh, see, you don't have it. Hey, you don't want to hold the lighter too close over it. I can't believe I've just done that. Anyway, you get the idea. You get the idea. Sorry about that. I'll have to bin that bit of paper now. Make sure it's out before I bin it. Well, I hope you got the idea of it, and I hope you enjoyed it. A bit of practice, and a bit more practice, and keep a fire extinguisher close by, or a bottle of water. Go out there and amaze some people with it. And as long as my house doesn't burn down, I'll see you later.